Hi there. So we are live, and I'm still feeling crappy, pretty much to the point that my voice was gone this morning when I got up, and I had not planned to make a video today. I honestly had not planned to make anything until the weekend came up, but then then it happened. Then the big sale was announced from Kino, and then there was uh, another big sale announced from Code Red of specific titles. And I actually partook in one of those sales. So we are going to look at both the sales today. We're going to look at the Kino sale. This is a very different sale for Kino, so very different style than what you're used to seeing. A unique sale of some titles that are going out of print from Code Red that you may want to know about. Yeah, there's a Kino sale. I watched your video today, by the way. So more than 3 people watch. Just saying that right now. I tweeted it out. Um, but yeah, so there's a Kino sale. Screen Archive's got a Code Red sale of some titles that are going out of print. So the Kino sale is a bit bigger. It's the Kino, not KL Studio Classic sale. And all right, what I'm going to do here. hey, hey, Bear. So recently, anyway, so today they announced the. Totally lost it for a second. Hey, Scudder. So did anybody yet look at the sale? Have you looked into either one of those sales? So what I'll do first, we'll talk about the Code Red sale is smaller, so we'll talk about that one first, and then we'll get into the Kino stuff. I do have a few of the titles that are on sale, so I'll be able to show you those to give you kind of an idea. Recently, 13th Wolfman asked during this one here, during a video, why doesn't Kino ever have a sale that includes any of their redemption titles? So here it is. Actually, there's a few of the redemption titles on sale during this one. So that's actually kind of cool for people that are looking to up their redemption title. So this, I'll go with the smaller sale first, and we'll get into the bigger one. So first off, let us talk about. I'm just get the picture up here for it because I actually clicked a screenshot of what the Screen Archives one is. So basically, what's going on with Screen Archives is some of the Code Red Roger Cormans are going out of print. More than likely, there was a Roger Corman sale a while back with Scream, that maybe they've lost the rights to them. I'm not quite sure, but they're low, and apparently once they're sold out, they're gone. That's it. They're not coming back. So I'm going to list out. There's not a lot of titles. There's 10 titles. The way that it works is that I think each one was around $14.99 in Canadian prices. No, in price, well, American prices. But you bought two, and you kind of got one free. So the way that would work is, they'd be like 15 bucks each, right? And then they'd go down to like 10 bucks, like 10 bucks each, instead of so you get like $15 off. So you'd be getting one from free. Hopefully, I'm explaining that well. So you buy two titles, you get the third title free, which is actually really good for for a Code Red sale. And having them at $14.99, going down to $9.99, is a really good price for Code Red titles. And you guys know I don't pick up a lot of Code Red stuff. You know that for sure. Hey, Trini, how's it going, man? So the Code Red titles that are on sale right now, the ones that are going out of print. So if you don't have these and you're interested in them, here they are. There's the Cocaine Wars, Jigsaw Murders. Now, Jigsaw Murders is done by, I think it's the director of Night Eyes. I think. You guys can find, if you guys can find out for me, that'd be great. But yeah, I think it's Night Eyes. It's a movie like that anyway. It's not it's not an erotic one, if I remember correctly, not like Night Eyes or anything like that. But it is that type of style. It does that type, it's the same director. Next up is Nightfall. Assault on Paradise, aka Maniac, aka Ransom. Ransom, and that one I think that one has Oliver Reed in it. Devastator from 1986. That is definitely a serious Santiago film. Dune Warriors from 1991, which is also a serious Santiago film. Silk from 1986, which is also a serious Santiago film. No, not my, you know what, tried to come in there. Equalizer 2000, also by that director. The Sisterhood, by that same director. And Wheels of Fire in 1985 by the same director that I mentioned, who I'm not mentioning because the first few letters of that name makes it sound like I'm asking my phone to do something. So, does anybody have, or has anybody picked up any of those titles? So you guys talking today would be really awesome because my voice just came back this afternoon. So if you can throw me a bone and speak a bit, much appreciated. Just putting that out there. And if you are saying something and it's not popping up on my screen, I do apologize. You haven't checked Code Red. So those were the titles in my Scholar. And I'm going to tell you right now, I never, ever order from Code Red most of the time. Although that's a hard pass for you, Trini, I'm going to tell you right now that I ordered. Oh, I big time ordered. I ordered 6 titles. And if you've watched my channel for a while, and have you seen particularly the Vinegar Syndrome videos that I do, then it's not going to be hard to figure out what I ordered. So I'm not going to like leave it a mystery, like the Vinegar Syndrome titles, which are now in Jamaica, New York, according to my shipping location thing. I was hoping that they made a mistake and they were closer and they were just going to surprise me, but Jamaica, New York, it'll get here. Kind of messed up my weekend video since I wanted to do an unboxing of the Vinegar Syndrome stuff this weekend and do a big video on it. Anyway, so I picked up 6 titles from there, and I'm going to list them out. But I'm guessing everyone on here can probably guess the 6th that I picked. I got Devastator, Dune Warriors, Silk, Equalizer 2000, The Sisterhood, and Wheels of Fire. Thanks. And why did I get them? Because, I hope this doesn't do anything to my phone. I freaking love movies directed by Santiago. The Mothers was one of our favorite little surprises on the 5 Films 5 Years, I think Volume 2 set that came out. Hopefully, Trini, the fact that you haven't got the shipping notice might mean that's already shipped. You just don't know it yet. I'd say if you don't hear anything by Friday or Monday, and I got a feeling more than likely yours is closer right now than mine are. You may actually get them by hopefully by tomorrow or the next day. You just haven't got the shipping notice yet. Sometimes that does happen. There's a few people actually that ordered from that sale that didn't get a shipping notice but then received the films. So fingers crossed for you. The Mothers was a title that we really liked, and then we had the double feature, Death Force and Vampire Hookers, and we loved those. And those were, we noticed all those movies were done by the same guy, Ciro Santiago. So I was going to order 3 from the Code Red sale because we were big fans. Dude, you can actually drive down there and say, hey, if you haven't sent them out yet, then here's a way to maybe you can just give them to me. Ciro Santiago, don't do it, is a director that works a lot in the Philippines. He works with Roger Corman. He makes the best of the stuff. It's usually, in my opinion, I like this type of stuff. There's going to be, in his films, there's going to be a lot of violence. There's going to be explosions. A lot of shooting and gunplay. Going to be some pretty bad acting. You get some like decent actors in there every once in a while. You get like a Richard Norton in there. He's in one of the films. I think he's in Equalizer 2000 actually. I really like Richard Norton. And I think Carolyn Monroe's in one too. David Carradine is in one of these films. In Dune Warriors, we got David Carradine, and the guy from Deathstalker as well, Richard Hill. So excited about that. Three of them are from his post-apocalyptic era that he did. And they're actually like labeled the post-apocalyptic series, which is really cool. Now, the thing to know is these are going. Once they're gone, Screen Archives aren't getting them back. So if there are ones you're interested in, definitely grab them. Silk is one that I got like a history with. I used to have the VHS of Silk back in the day, and I always remember it. And we watched the trailer today when we were trying to decide what to get. And at the end of the day, we said, we'll get them all because we want these films. We just, won't get any more films for a while because we got the Vinegar Syndrome and now we got these 6 coming. But there's a line in Silk, and he's like, I don't know why they call you Silk. And she's like, and I love this line. This is typical Serious Santiago, like cinema, right there. It's because I'm effing smooth. I'm not trying not to swear. It's because I'm effing smooth. It's a great line. I don't care what you guys think. It's a great line. I actually love these films. As you guys can tell, this is right up my alley. You know I love the style stuff. Anyway, so onto the Kino Lorber sale. So the Kino sale is the Kino Lorber sale. It's dealing with a lot of their different titles. So you're not seeing the KL Studio Classics. Thanks, Bears. I wish I could take credit for it. As a writer, I really do. But it's a lot of their different stuff. So you're getting some redemption titles. You're getting some of their others. Hey Andy, how's it going? We're talking about the Kino sale right now. There's also check Screen Archives. There's 10 Code Reds going out of print, and they're on sale right now. Buy 2, get 1 free. And they're actually reduced in price as well. So bonus. Because they're all like around like $25, $29. You know what they normally are. Hey, Mug. But they were put down to $14.99, and if you buy 3, then you get 1 free, and that's $9.99 each. So awesomeness. Anyway, so I just want to let you know. Yep. So Raro Video and Scorpion titles are in that Kino Lorber sale. Hey, 13 Wolfman, how's it going? We're just about to get to the Kino part. We just got off the Code Red part. I ordered 6 Serio Santiago titles from Screen Archives, and I'm super happy about that because I love them. I love Serio Santiago. But there was a lot in this sale that was interesting. It was going to be interesting to a lot of people. I actually mentioned you, 13 Wolfman, when I first started this video because you were the person that said, I wish Kino would have a sale where they'd do the redemption titles. Well, now. Oh, yes. Thank you, Vinny. I had to go with Serio Santiago. I was going back and forth between those sales, but I know I'm going to watch those movies. You know how many times I watch Mothers? It is embarrassing how many times I watch Mothers. Hey, but to be fair, it's TNT Jackson as a female pirate. So there, that's already a plus. Okay, so there's the sale has a ton of stuff. I wrote down some of the titles that I thought were interesting. Over there, I'm going to show you some of the titles. Some of these, I got some redemption titles there. Some of them I think are in the sale. That's true. That's the way I usually take it. That's a really good point. So I wrote down some of the titles there for the Kino sale. And I'll do those after. I'll show you the ones that I got already. And I think most of these are in the sale. Some of these may not be. Like there's some redemption titles that aren't in the sale, but I couldn't tell which ones were and weren't. So I just brought over my redemption titles. So I hope you don't mind that. Yeah. So we'll go with that one first because. So this is the Pete Walker collection. This is volume 2. I think this is a volume that's in the sale because I think the items from volume 1 are actually all single out in the sale, already singular. Now, if I'm wrong, 30 Wolfman can definitely let me know because, as you guys know, I'm often wrong and you guys correct me, and that's That's a good thing. That's why this is a movie club and not like, and I'm not like a dictator. Okay, so this is the second volume. It has the Flesh and Blood Show, Frightmare, House of Mortal Sins, Home Before Midnight, and a bonus Blu-ray disc which has the Big Switch and Man of Violence on it. Now, to give you like an example, Pete Walker is kind of like, when people think of like exactly like, and I will show you those too, because I got all the Pete Walkers that actually came out from from Redemption. Anyway, so this is a great little set. There's like some neat features on there, and guess I'll take the time to read that out. So, but the Flesh and Blood Show had like a 3D opening sequence on it, right? That was kind of its gimmick, right? And it's on there, and the glasses don't come. There's anaglyph glasses, but you can get them anywhere, like the blue and red lenses. If you don't have those, I'm sure you do from some movie you got. You can actually watch the sequence in 3D on here as well. So that is there. There's an interview with Pete Walker. Actually, there's interview with Pete Walker in most of these here. There is actually an audio commentary on Frightmare, which is considered to be Pete Walker's best film. It's a great film. It's not my favorite Pete Walker film, but by most people, that's considered to be like the definitive Pete Walker. House of Mortal Sin also has a commentary. You get an interview from Home Before Midnight, which is a very different film. It's not like the horror ones that Pete Walker is known for. See, there's two directors that are known like together when it comes to this type of stuff. There's Pete Walker and there's Norman J. Warren, because they're the guys. I guess Michael Reeves too, that did kind of the different. They kind of pushed away from the trend of what was going on at the time. Back in the time, in the UK, a lot of what you would see was Gothic, Hammer and Amicus, Tygon, companies like that. Norman J. Warren and Pete Walker pushed against that. They went against the grain. They went against what was considered to be really popular at the time. So if you're somebody that recently picked up the Norman J. Warren stuff from Vinegar Syndrome sale, or you ordered the Indicator set, or both, maybe you did both like me, right? Then I'm pretty much gonna bet you're gonna love Pete Walker too, because he does a lot of that style stuff. He does that type of stuff. So if you're got Terror and Prey and movies like that, and you're thinking that's really cool, it's on the Screen Archives website, Bears. It's just like 10 titles that are on sale. Just go to Screen Archives and go to the Code Red section, and the titles that are on sale are in red and got like special promotion in the brackets. The best way to do it is to go from low to high in sorting and just scroll past the DVD section, and then you'll see the sale items. Just 10 in total. But yeah, so if you're a fan of Norman J. Warren, then you're probably going to be, I would hazard a guess, I think 30 Wolfman would agree with me here, that you're probably going to be a fan of the Pete Walker collection. Vinny's Video Vault put up a video today, which, by the way, watch. Just saying that. He did. I mean, like, you get to see kind of a bit of the nudie cute, not really the nudie cutie stuff, but you see some of his different style stuff on this set, as opposed to, like, the more horror oriented stuff. In a way, you could say Pete Walker did the Herschel Gordon Lewis thing, but like not to that gory extent. But he did. He started with nudie cuties, and then he went with more with more horror titles, and that's what Herschel Gordon Lewis did. He started with the nudie cuties, and then he went to the horror as well. So there's another, I guess, in a way, it's another director you can actually put up to. So anyway, there's 4 titles on here. No, sorry. 6 movies on here. I'll open up the set, show you what it looks like on the inside. It's pretty standard. So we get the Flesh and Blood Show, which I actually found really fun. Frightmare is excellent. If you've never seen Frightmare, it's once you see the actress Sheila Keith, she's in like a lot of his movies, but this is Sheila Keith's moment to shine in Frightmare. she's really, really good in this film, and she's like super creepy. They're not hiding it or anything like that. No, she's creepy. She's like this. She's a cannibalistic killer in this film, but she looks like this normal old lady. Yeah, she's right there on the cover. See, a lot of people thought, didn't like realize that when I showed this to somebody, I said, "Who's that guy?" I'm like, "No, that's not a guy. Actually, just look a little bit. That's an old lady." He's like, "An old lady?" Like, yeah, she's actually a really good like exploitation actress, and she is. And they got House of Mortal Sin. There's Home Before Midnight, which is one people were surprised to see. And then the Big Switch, Man of Violence. Now, they're okay titles. They're not the best. They're kind of like bonuses. And I do take them as such. They're fun for what they are. A female Oliver Reed. Yeah, actually, that's a really good... I never thought about that. But yeah, that is a good... That's a good one. So the Pete Walker collection, that is on sale on the website. I do recommend this if you don't have it. Definitely pick it up. So because of that, I'm going to go through my Pete Walker stuff first. I think all or most of this is on sale. If you guys know, if any of this isn't, definitely let me know. So I know I saw this one on here, and that is Die Screaming Mariana. I'm not going to lie to you. This is not my favorite Pete Walker film. I got this because, one, for two reasons. Pete Walker was the director, and Susan George is in this, and I'm a really big fan. Me and my dad are both really big fans of... You love this one? So maybe I got to give it another watch, Susan George. It's a slower one. I think it's slower paced. Personal opinion. But maybe I just haven't watched it in the right mindset. And that happens to me a lot. I'll be so fond of a movie and I'll go back and watch it and fall in love with it. So I actually will definitely, because you said that, I'm actually going to rewatch this one actually very soon. This one does have an interview with Pete Walker on here as well, and an audio commentary with Walker and Jonathan Rigby. You like the slow burn, huh? It has kind of these ones here have this kind of cool, like kind of red cut. Does that say there? You're licensed by Euro London. So anyway, as you can see, these are redemption titles. This was number 26. Now this one here like isn't numbered, just volume 2. But redemption titles are all numbered. So if you're OCD like me and like you're grabbing stuff, this is not going to help you not want to buy more of these titles. But the good news is there's a lot of good titles put out by Redemption. So you're lucky there. I'm not sure if this one was on the sale or not. You guys can let me know. This is my favorite Pete Walker film. There's two, and this is one of them. The other one's, I'm not sure if these two are on sale, but I'll show them anyway. And you can always tweet Kino and ask him if they're going to be on the sale. And this is The Comeback with singer Jack Jones, David Doyle, of course, from Charlie's Angels, Pamela Stevenson, and there you are, Holly Plants. This is one. Oh, excellent. This is one of my favorite films, and this, I love this Pete Walker. This is what you call English Giallo. 100% this is English Giallo film. So if you're a Giallo fan, you like Giallo, that type of thing, you're gonna kind of dig this one. It's got like everything that you expect from this type of film. You have this guy that there's kind of something there. He may know the killer. The murders are kind of like intrinsically tied to him. It's well done. And this is not the best cover. I mean, this is a sequence in the film, but this, unfortunately, there is no reversible cover art, but you can always. And this is number 27. So I think this one is Schizo. This is my other favorite Pete Walker film. And this is number 25. So there you go, 25, 26, 27. So this is Schizo. And is there any? Yes, there's one more. This is a really, really cool film. Unfortunately, the title gives away a bit of the film when you really think about it. Really shouldn't have said that. Oh, just so you know, Comeback also has an interview with Pete Walker, a different interview, and an audio commentary on there as well. Of course, the original theatrical trailer, which is on all of them. Pretty much, not all of them. Not on this one. Schizo doesn't have it, I don't think. But there's an interview again with Pete Walker on this one here. So these are different interviews, not the same interview. I don't think so. So again, really enjoyed this one. I'm not quite sure. The actress, I really like the main actress. What was her name? Because she was in Vampire Circus. Because that's her from Vampire Circus, yeah. Like, sorry. I'm still getting back. Lynn Frederick. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. I did not remember her name. Lynn Frederick. She was in Vampire Circus as well. So she plays the lead here in Schizo, and I really like that film. I like the murder mystery giallo style films, and those, that's that style. Now, in a different type of exploitation, but nonetheless also from Pete Walker, and you can let me know if this is in the sale. I think it is actually. House of Whipcord. I love this cover, by the way. Is this not like an awesome cover? Like, it stands out. And again, we get another interview with Pete Walker, another audio commentary, theatrical trailer. So you got a lot of stuff here. This is a really good one. If you've never seen House of Whipcord, definitely recommend it. It is a, like, kind of a prison reform school type of movie. It won't be as like I don't consider it as as exploitive as like some of the like the 70s like Roger Corman-esque stuff that you would see. Like, it's not like a Big Birdcage or anything like that, but it is a fun film and extremely well done. So actually, it's listed here, and I think I will read this out. This politically provocative woman in prison movie was made in reaction to the rise of Nationwide Festival of Light, a conservative group established to protest sex and violence in the British media. And let's just say he was not a fan of those people. He thought exploitation belonged to the masses and should not be censored. And that's why we love Pete Walker. So if you got yourself some nice exploitive Norman J. Warren stuff, and you're gonna like sit back and get in front of like the cozy fireplace, or it's getting summertime, so maybe not. Maybe you're getting some lemonade, and you're sitting back watching a movie at night, and you think, okay, I just picked up Satan's Slaves from the Vinegar Syndrome sale. That was one of the limited editions. Or I picked up like not me. I'm just saying in general. Or I picked up The Prey, or I grabbed the Bloody New Year. What could I double feature with that? That's not the same director. What's something I can double feature with it? Well, any of these. And as always, when you look on them, just to give you an idea what the redemption line looks like. Exactly, but I'm biased because I'm a big fan, but for me, there's not a bad movie in the bunch for me. But again, that's like not being a fan. Like I said, like Die Scream Marianne is probably the slowest one in the bunch, and I think it is. But I probably haven't given that one like a, hey Pete, thanks, thanks a lot, and hopefully I will. It's in New York right now, apparently. I got a thing today. So this is what to get people that really like collecting and like to see stuff on their shelves. So this is what it looks like, guys. So this is kind of what like a miniature like redemption like thing will look like. Doesn't it look sexy? Come on, look at those like numbers, those white numbers and that red labeling. So that's that's definitely something to go with. Okay, I got a few more here, redemption titles and stuff, and some other ones that I think some may or may not be in the sale. There's I got a couple redemption DVDs. They're probably not in the sale, but I'll show you those as well. This one I do know is in the sale. This is a favorite of mine, so you're probably going to judge me when I show you this. I'm not even joking. And that is The Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine. I actually really, really like this film. I saw this movie when I was way too young to see it. And I saw it again years later on, of all places, Netflix. Not a place where I would expect to see The Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine. Oh, I did know this one. This one I do recommend. If you're a fan of nunsploitation at all, this is, in my opinion, one of the best in that genre. For me, it is the best in that genre. This is the one that I personally like the best. You do need this one. This is really good. I watched this with my cousin actually, my cousin Raj, and we grew up like brothers. So we watched this one actually on Netflix, like early on when I got Netflix. I don't think it's on there anymore. It's long gone for Netflix. But it was directed by Sergio Greco, and apparently, they say here that The Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine, the credits claim, was loosely based on a play by Victor Hugo, and the more obvious inspiration for this delirious piece of nunsplantation was Ken Russell's The Devils. No shot there. So not a lot of features, though. You do get you do get to watch this like you can watch it in a 10 with optional English subtitles as well. It's mastered from its original 35mm negative on their original trailer. And of course, what's really cool is that Redemption is really nice, is that they put trailers for other Redemption movies that makes you want to get more. So this is number 30. As you can see, they do look sexy. You get that like Redemption, the Redemption girl, and the there. So very sexy looking stuff for your collection, guys. All right, so the next two are I got two more Redemption. Actually, no, I got more. I'm not sure if this one's on the sale. We actually talked about this one the other day. Sorry, my voice going a bit. So it helps when you guys talk to me. Is Oasis of the Zombies by Jess Franco. This is one of the slower zombie movies that was put out there. I guess not really so. It's zombie, but it's less exploitation than you expect from Jess Franco. I do have to say something. I got like a mini rant, like in the middle of this. So, hope you don't mind. A little bit of a swerve there. This one's not on the sale. There's a Frank one. There is a better Frank one, I think, and I'll talk about that actually, which I don't have. Hey, Cubic Lover. Kino sale and Code Red sale. I'm guessing Kino, more your style, right? But somebody said, and this really bothered me. I was on Facebook, I was on the forums, and somebody put a picture up of Franco. And Franco's a guy that's made like over, I'm going to get to those actually. Did you get me a copy of Where the Boys Are 84? Did you, Scudder? Because you can send one my way, because I would appreciate that. So if anybody wants to send me Where the Boys Are 1984, which is a movie I saw in theater, send it my way. Okay. In all seriousness, no. Anyway, so I was on the Facebook forum, and there's a picture of Franco, and somebody said, "Well, who's that?" And so somebody explained it was Franco. He's done a lot of movies, 160, 180 films, somewhere around there, and some people are like, "Oh, cool." And then there was the others, and the completely started like kind of ragging on the director and saying, well, this guy, he only does the exploitation-y stuff. He's not a good director. One person even went as far as saying, hey, shouldn't that picture be blurry? It cheesed me off. It really did. Now, for people that are unaware, Franco is a director that he's made a lot of films, and he loves making movies. His love for movies was so much so that he pretty much took everything. Like he just wanted to be making films all the time. It was his lifeblood. It kept him going until the passing of his wife. Actually, it really kept him going. So he didn't always pick the biggest like stuff here. He picked a lot of exploitation stuff. Exactly, but so I'm like, Franco is a guy that did a lot. Like, one, is a great filmmaker and a great cinematographer when he has the money and the time to be so. Sure, he like churns out stuff like a lot of people did in the day, but he's worked. And one person said, and I thought was a really arrogant comment of like, "Hey, Stack, people, you got it right a couple times, but no, a clock, a wrong clock can be right twice," and it really pissed me off. Because here's a guy that was second unit director, by the way, on Chimes at Midnight for Orson Welles, and he worked with a lot of like famous directors. Yeah. Anyway, that's my thought. Never just Franco. You never know like what other work these people have done. And with Franco, there's a lot of really good stuff that he did. That guy pissed me. Those people pissed me off. Just saying. There, rant over. Back to back to the Kino stuff. So I'm going to share the ones I got first. Then I'll talk about the ones that you guys are talking about there. You guys can keep talking about them. I'm going to mention them too, especially certain ones. I got like a list of ones down there. Kino's got a great sales stack, man. Code Red on Screen Archives, 10 titles, buy two, get one free. Not bad either, dude. Yeah, chimes. I like anything Orson Welles. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything Orson Welles, like, I'm a big fan. Some people, well, Citizen Kane. Yes, Citizen Kane is fantastic. I like Magnificent Ambersons. I like Chimes of Midnight. I like Othello. But there's just such a stroke of like genius with him. So, I'm pretty sure this Jean Rollin is on sale. This is from the Jezebel label, and there's not a lot of Jezebel label titles on there. Touch of Evil. I would actually agree. You like Touch of Evil over Citizen Kane? No, I do too, actually. I love Citizen Kane. I watched it so many times when I was a kid. Basically because it would come on all the time. I had no idea when I was a kid that Citizen Kane was such a revered film. Basically, because back then there was no internet or anything like that. It would be on TV a lot, and I'd watched it, and I really got into it. There's a scene in Citizen Kane on this kind of like Touch of Evil has a scene at the beginning, which is insane. Amazingly well done. The cinematography in that. There's a scene in the stairs, coming down, and I was like trying to. As a kid, I was so intrigued with that sequence. I remember getting a book finally, and finding out that he had actually kind of like dug into the ground into the floor, and actually put the camera down so that he could get that shot. It was one thing. I'm geeky. It amazed me. Okay, so this is Jean Rollin. It's not a vampire film, but this is Schoolgirl Hitchhikers. So Jezebel is one of their exploitation labels. Now, this being said, Jean Rollin is probably most known for his lesbian vampire films. Stuff like The Nude Vampire, which is on sale from the Kino Lorber sale, by the way. And there are a bunch of others, and some of them I will actually get into. Now, a very different one that is on sale, and I did notice this one there. Yeah, I would kill for that, man. I keep seeing it, but it keeps getting too expensive, and I really want it. And I say, well, I can buy the DVD one for cheap, but I really want the Blu-ray. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've only got like one of his movies, like vampire ones. I'll share the two. Like, I don't know if these are on sale, but these are like DVDs anyway. So this is a Blu-ray sale, I think, mostly. No, there's DVDs there. So this was the Alpha Dr Orloff from Jess Franco, which is a really, really good early Franco film, which has some great, great cinematography on there. The 1000th one. I don't know. Well, what was the first Criterion? Was the first Criterion... Was it a... Because I would think... Because I'm trying to think. If the first Criterion was something like... What's this called? Oh, it's killing me. What was the first Criterion? Like, people are saying Citizen Kane. You know what I think it could be? What if it's another set? What if it's another set? What if it's another big Ingmar Bergman style set? What if 1000 is their next big set? What if it's the Kurosawa set? Think about that. Huh? Could be a Kurosawa set. You don't like the... I like Gone with the Wind okay, for what it is. Again, like, this is a fantastic... Like, just look at the back of this one here. It's a brilliantly shot film. It's one of his early, kind of less exploitive films. And the only on Jean Rollin that I've got, and I think this might be in the sale, is the DVD for Shivers of the Vampire. Some of the aspects of Gone with the Wind nowadays would be considered, yeah, a bit. Not like in the way of like, I wouldn't consider it like a racist film. Certain aspects of it, I guess, like for a lot of the early films. Like if you're watching some of the early like lower budget Charlie Chan films and stuff like that, or like something like Birth of Nations as well. That would, those would be, those could be problematic for certain portrayals. But I wouldn't consider Gone with the Wind more of the, I'd have to go back actually. Good question. Now, one of the neat things about the DVDs, and you can let me know, 13 Wolf Man, if this is in the Blu-rays as well, is that the John Rollin ones anyway, and this is why I bought this one, is it had a, it has a booklet. And you don't see a lot of booklets in their stuff. Not like big ones like this. I'm trying to, oops. Okay, no, did good. So, but yeah, so it's a, yeah, I'll have the book, perfect. And the Blu-ray set as well, nice. Okay, yeah, because this is, these are nice. Jean Rollin. That's a classic scene from, like, if you've like seen any Jean Rollin work, then you've probably seen this sequence right here. And that is from Fascination, I think, actually. Not from this one here. It's from Fascination. Okay, I want to say something different, weird, but equally fun. And exploitive in its own way. Arrow, well, yeah, Arrow got booklets until they sell out. That's the cool part of that. So this is The Devil's Needle and Other Tales of Vice and Redemption. So these are some of these early warning stories. I have a lot of fun with these. Actually, there's another one that kind of, which is a redubbed, like one of those early warning films, redubbed with Patton Oswalt doing the voice. I can't remember the name of it right now. Like something like Sex and Madness Revealed, something like that. But this is like actually The Devil's Needle. So this is actually one of the early ones. They got like a few films. We got like a 1916 like film on here. Oh yeah, 1916, man. These, the latest one is like, yeah, is 1916, so way pre-code. So 66 minutes long. There's Inside the White Slave Traffic. Then in 1913, I'm not joking, 28 minutes long. And Children of Eve, which is the longest one, 1973. Sorry, 73 minutes, done in 1915. So, and I will read a little bit of the background here because I do kind of want you to know what this is about, because people kind of pass this one by a lot. So here we go. Often dismissed as a product of a more innocent time, films of the 1910s frequently confronted incendiary social issues with remarkable frankness. By wrapping explosive subject matter within layers of melodrama, filmmakers dodge public criticism while making their political views even more compelling, demonstrating the cinema's potential as a persuasive cultural force. Something like this is very relevant in today's society. The Devil's Needle is about morphine addiction and stars Tully Marshall. The Inside of the White Slave Traffic one basically is, oh God, I can't remember that one so well. And there's Children of Eve, climaxes in a detailed reenactment of the tragic Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. So, very different. A lot of people forget about this one. I'll pick it up. It's got a nice little slip cover on it. You open it up. It's got a little booklet here. So it's a nice little package. And I always love things that have slips. So the next four I got here, the last five, I can't count, are all in the sale. This I know. So first off is one that Kubrick lover might like, actually. I'm a fan of this director, and he's pretty well. So Eric Romer, and this is Pauline at the Beach. I actually really like this film, not just because it has a really interesting cover. If you're a fan of Eric Romer's work and you've like seen his other stuff either through Arrow, or I think Criterion might have put out some Romer as well. Hey, how's it going? It's the Kino sale and the Code Red mini sale going on at Screen Archives. Yeah, another sale. You can't get rid of them, right? Oh, then you got to get the Comeback Man. I didn't notice that. But anyway, this is actually a really good one. There's a booklet essay on here. There is. Okay. I haven't watched this one since I got it, by the way. I've seen the movie before, just haven't watched it since I got it. And there's actually a little booklet on here. This is a coming-of-age film, if I remember correctly. Definitely let people know. because The Comeback is a movie everybody should own. And if you, and again, I reiterate, if you have picked up stuff in the Vineyard Syndrome sale, and you're looking at, and you're a Norman J. Warren fan, you're looking to pick up stuff in the Kino Lorber sale, Pete Walker. Get Pete Walker. I would suggest going with the set first, and then getting stuff like but if you can't get the set right now, get stuff like The Comeback. Schizo, if it's on there, I'm not sure if it is. If it is, definitely go for stuff like that. Ice Cream Marianne. But if you can afford to get them all, man, get them all. Get all your Pete Walker done. I love Horror Express, actually. Horror Express is a really fantastic little film. Arrow has the best version of it. I don't have it. Now, I used to watch that on TV a lot, and I got like an old like DVD copy of it, pretty crappy edition of it. Because you got like all the guys there. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Telly Savalas was in that one as well. Freaked me out when I was a kid. You had that like creature with the red eyes. Yeah, I actually love Horror Express. It was put out by a couple companies. Synapse put out an early edition of it, and then Arrow put out the definitive edition. Was it you I was talking to about that? I was talking to somebody about that actually, because I asked which is the best one to get. Severin put it. Thank you. Oh, it was you I was talking to. Yeah, I want to get the Arrow edition of that one. When probably I'm not going to be doing any more sales till November, because you probably came in late, but the thing is, I just bought from the Code Red sale. I bought 6 Sirio Santiago films. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Right now, I'm going to Daz, okay? I hope you don't mind. So right now, Daz, basically the cool thing about this sale, it's none of the Kino Lorber Studio Classic stuff. For some people, that's going to be cool, because that's what you always see on the Kino sales. You always see, okay, this is the Kino sale, and it's all the KL stuff, right? But this sale here is dealing more with their with the other stuff. It's dealing more with like some of their foreign stuff. It's dealing more with the Redemption style stuff, and the Pete Walkers, and the Jess Francos, and the John Rolens. That's the stuff you're going to see on this sale. So that's the exciting thing. That's why, like, I probably wouldn't have done a video if it would have been just the regular stuff. Would have waited till the weekend to do it, but because I love Kino Lorber, like the regular stuff as well. But this sale here is different. There's like around 12 pages of stuff, and there's a lot, especially if you haven't got the Pete Walker ones, man, grab the Pete Walker ones, especially if you're a fan of like the exploitation stuff that came out of England. But this is one of the more, I guess more the, we'll call it classy films. Pauline at the Beach by Eric Romer. Neat little film. I enjoyed it. There's a couple Jezebel titles. I know that School Girl Hitchhikers, I'm not quite sure what other Jezebel titles are there. I'm going to list out some titles afterwards. I'm just going to go through the ones I got. So next two are two other Kino ones. So these two are the French detective, the most famous detective in France. They do have amazing. Like Kino is, for a long time, I consider them extremely underrated. Like as in a company, they really came into their own. But for a long time, I'd say they were one of the most underrated. So my better half is a huge fan of Magritte. Yeah, someone Kubrick. Six More Tales is. I knew the Criterion put one out. I know Arrow's got one too. So this is the Magritte one. Magritte and the Saint France and the Saint, what's that? Saint Fiacre case, and Magritte Sets a Trap, which is a really famous one. This was actually redone recently, as you know, most people that watched a lot of these British detective shows. This is not British, this is French, but Magritte was recently redone, reinterpreted by Rowan Atkinson, of formerly Mr. Bean fame, and Blackadder. He wanted to do like a serious, like kind of like detective role, and so he took on the role of Magritte, and he did an amazing job. So if you haven't seen those, definitely recommend them. But these are the classic ones. These here are that is John Gabin in both of these films, and he's really good. He really suits the role of kind of the gruff but like really like razor sharp smarts that Magritte has. And I definitely recommend like either one of these films. You don't mind French films, you don't mind subtitling, definitely check these out. So two more, these are the Library of Congress films, two of the Library of Congress films. They're both on the sale as well. After that, I'll look into the other stuff. Oh, the Old Boy. Yeah, I saw that one. of Human Bondage with Betty Davis and Leslie Howard. This is actually the first Betty Davis film I ever saw. I had this on this cheap EP. Well, only one, first one I owned. I owned it on VHS. It was a cheap EP VHS in one of those like Kmart like bins, like Kmart cheap bins, where you'd get like a lot of like the really cheesy stuff like Devil Bat and stuff like that. As usual, I do a little bit maybe, but I kind of disagree. which is good, dude. If we lived in the same area, we could totally have a Siskel and Ebert type of show. It will be awesome. This is Human Bondage. I really love this film actually. Leslie Howard is one of those actors that you got to get him in the right role. He's a very dry actor at times. Fantastic actor, but he can be like really dry. And Betty Davis really brings up his performance here. Yeah, that's it. That may help you out. There's some titles there that actually weren't being sent to Cannes either, because there's one that really tempted me, which was a Clouseau set, like Clouseau, the early works. And I thought, oh, I really want this one. But it wasn't being sent here. So there. Temptation averted. And next up is another Betty Davis one, Pat O'Brien. That's Hell's House. And I really do think that in both of these cases, I like Pat O'Brien too, but that Betty Davis really like brings up the acting in for both of these people. These are remastered in HD from original 35mm prints from the Betty Davis's personal collection that was sent to the Library of Congress. So great stuff there. Now, what's really neat is on this one right here of Human Bondage. If you're like a fan of the writer, like W. Somerset Maugham's, there's an 83-minute documentary on him here, on his life, his career. They interview like a lot of people on here, like some other writers and like fans of his work, like Armistead Moped, was a favorite author of mine actually, is on here. Alexander McCall, Pico Iyer. So a lot of good. Armistead Moped. Happy Pride Month, by the way. That made me think of that. So I remember Tales of the City. I actually used to watch Tales of the City. I got to get up my... I got to find it here. Here we go. So here's some other ones that are on sale that you might... Oh yeah, I love Olive Eve. I don't know if it's been said on here or not, but I'm a huge Betty Davis, Joan Crawford fan. Like a huge Betty Davis. I grew up like in Canada, and I lived in like a small village for like a large portion of my life. And we only had one channel, which was CBC, which is Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. And what they would do is it was very cheap to have like the Universal films, the old school films, stuff like that, the old RKOs and that, the old like Joan Crawford, Betty Davis stuff. So every night they had, I love that. It's not my favorite, but I do really like it. I had like, every night they had like CBC Late Night. And CBC Late Night films, I'd stay up to, it would come on around 12, it'd be on to around 3:30ish. And I would stay up every night, like to watch the CBC Late Night films. So I was very tired going to school the next day. And one of the ones that stood out for me was Joan Crawford's Humoresque with John Garfield. Still one of my favorite movies of all time. Like when people always tell me, like, what's your top 10 movies, Humoresque is usually on that list. Definitely, you know, I like pretty much anything Joan Crawford and Betty Davis, and I include the old cheesy stuff as well. Whatever Happened to Baby James was fantastic. And just watching that, like, there's actually a good TV series about that called Feuds, actually. So here's a few other titles that are on the sale that I took note of when I was going through. So we got Night of the Hunted, which I think is Jean Rollin. She had a very unique way of speaking, didn't she? The Nude Vampire, which I know is Jean Rollin. Perfume of the Lady in Black, which is a Raro title. So there was, you know, here's a Raro, like, giallo film. All right, and 31 Pounds is going to help me out. Crimson. Ah, yes, Crimson is Paul Naschy. I got to go onto my, I was going to say my Twitter mobile, but I got to go onto my YouTube here so I can see the titles there. And I really thank you for actually listing them out. So we got Crimson for $9.99 there. So everybody can read it there. Dr. Orloff's Monster. Dracula's Fiance. That's Franco. Later Franco one, actually. I think. Eden and After. That's Eden and After. Is Eden after Jezebel? Or Redemption? Is that Redemption? Escapees. So and I will list some of the ones that I listed on here. So there's the Perfume the Lady in Black, Raro, is a Raro title. So Raro is like, they do a lot of Italian films, a lot of it like, but like, I'm gonna totally butcher this, but Pliziati. I know I pronounced that wrong. If you want to like put it on the right, you want to put the right pronunciation, I appreciate it. Films there, those are like the Italian police ones, which kind of like they do like a Dirty Harry style type thing. The Wells of August. That's a later one. But yeah, I think so. I remember the Wells of August, sort of. Now here's some unique little ones. You got the RKO Classic Adventures, which is I think there's around 3 on there. Oh yeah, that's one that is very much a later one. And I think you get stuff like the Painted Hill, which is a Lassie film actually, and you'd usually see that on these dollar bin. Like dollar store titles, but hoping like hopefully a really good print of it. They got an RKO Classic Romance, which is again another 3 titles. Roy Colt and Winchester Jack, I'm pretty sure somebody mentioned that one, which is Mario Bava. It's a Mario Bava Western. Originally put out, like, I got a, do I have it on my, one of my really good viewers here actually sent me one of the volumes of the, of Mario Bava box set, because I used to have both of them, and then I didn't have any, and so he sent me one, and I'm pretty sure Roy, that one's on there. I actually get a kick at that one. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Can't go wrong with some cheesy stuff, especially if you're getting ready for Christmas, right? Sadistic Baron von Klaus, which is of course Redemption. Spotters by Fritz Lang. Buster Keaton's Steamboat Bill and College. There's 2 Buster Keaton ones in that one. Spies, Adua and Her Friends, which actually kind of dug. Clouseau's early works, which isn't being sent here. Oh, you're gonna like this then. Unfortunately, but Clouseau's early works I recommend. About a Vampire Motorcycle. Okay, that's the next one I was gonna say. Thank you. Faust is on here, which is of course Fritz Lang's The Silent Films, that box set that was pretty expensive, so that was actually on sale. Hanging for Django. So again, any Django, I'm pretty sure, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, that no, that's not what I want to say. Sergio Greco, who directed one of the films I mentioned early on, actually might have directed this one here as well. I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong on that. Next one was kind of exciting for my better half, but it wasn't him. It was basically a musical, stage musical that was done about this singer. He's a very famous French singer, and that's Jacques Brel, is alive and well and living in Paris. If you've never seen any of his or heard any of his music, I do recommend checking him out on YouTube. If you want to know the type of style he does, he's a poet. So think of like a French kind of a Leonard Cohen, but hey Tommy, but more intense. Anytime you see him, he like lives his music as he's saying it, as he's singing it on stage, and you'll tell, like when you go and you see some of his stuff, he's like sweating like profusely, and he's animated. So it was really fascinating to watch him perform. They made a musical about his songs, like 35 of his songs, and there's actually one sequence where they show like him doing what's the song called? Don't Go, Don't Leave Me, something like that. I don't know it in French. I apologize. I don't know French yet. Les Vampires, which is an early Fritz Lang as well. Sex Madness Revealed, which is a comedy with Patton Oswalt, like where they take one of those old white coaters. Oh, really? Where the Boys Are, which is 84, which is the one that I wanted. The Hitchhike, which of course is the one with, God, it's killing me now. David, Come on, guys. Who am I thinking? Last House on Left guy. Uh, my mind is gone. Sorry, guys. I'm still getting over. I'm still sick, actually. I'm doing this one kind of sick. David Hess. The Complete Metropolis and Meet 'em or Die. Thank you. Which is Ray Lovelock, and I like anything with Ray Lovelock. Then you may want to check it out, Stack, because it's different. And if you, especially like if you don't mind French, like French musicals, because and some of the songs are actually done in French too, I think. Definitely worth looking into. Like see if you can find a trailer or a little bit of it. See if it's something that's your style first. He was very like he was very like active, like with he hated the army, he hated the French army. This is a song he did called Next, by the way, which is actually really kind of cool and funny. But definitely worth checking out. Well, those are just some of the titles. As you can see, 13 Wolfman like nicely and kind of gladly put in a lot more titles. That I didn't have on air. Thank you, and put in the prices as well, which I super appreciate. Which I okay, I'm trying to find it here. Because I want to be able to get that. But that's the sale anyway. There are 12 pages of stuff for you guys to look through on the Kino Lorber sale. And again, thank you so much. By the way, if you have not checked out 13 Wolfman's channel, make sure that you are checking that out because he does some great reviews. I don't review it very much. He does. So when you're looking at some stuff like that, definitely check it out. Cubic Lover 2 does some amazing stuff. I do. I am a Busby Berkeley fan. Yeah, there's a. You really want to watch the documentary on him. But he was all about the spectacle. And not everybody likes that. And it depends on the film. Berkeley was a bit the majesty, it was a bit spectacle. It was a bit the set pieces. And I'm a big musical fan, and I'm a big slasher movie fan. And for like Frightmare is I'll get back to the Busby Berkeley thing in a second, I promise. Frightmare basically that's like more the cannibalistic one. But he does have different style stuff. I would say if you just want to get one or two to grab, I think that the Comeback and Schizo are two like they're pretty, move at a decent pace. They're more slasher giallo oriented if that's more of your style. Frightmare was definitely more of a psychological thriller with with that eerie aspect. So yeah, so if you like giallo style, I'd say, and don't hate me but I do think that the Comeback and Schizo are more along that style. Frightmare is not. Frightmare is a thriller, and the scariest sequence from Frightmare, and I'm sure you remember, is the train sequence. I think that's the one that freaks everybody. Is like Frightmare's not like an overtly. It's a good film. It's got like atmosphere and stuff, and it is considered his best film. But the thing is, you got to be into that style. But if you're into the giallo, if you're into the slasher style stuff, and I wouldn't say it's really slasher-esque, it's more giallo-esque, I'd say go with the Comeback, or I'd definitely say go with the Comeback, and Schizoid if you're going to go with the second one. Yeah, definitely pick that up over some of the other stuff if you're not sure, or if like Frightmare wasn't your thing. I would go with those two first. Not a problem. Yeah, so I'm a fan of musicals and I'm a fan of slasher films, and you wouldn't think those things would have something in common, but they do. Musicals have set pieces. Like with a musical, House of Mortal Sin is a great title, actually. I love House of Mortal Sin. With musicals, it's all about getting to those big scenes. Like say you're watching Grease or Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's those beats in between. There's the songs in between the songs. There's that little bit, and you're waiting for the next big song, the next big musical number. With a horror film, with a slasher film specifically, you're waiting. You get the big murder set pieces. Especially in a good slasher film, you get like these really cool murders, like in the Friday the 13th and the burnings and stuff like that. And that's the thing. That's the thing that connects both of these films. And I think in a way it connected it for me as well. With musicals, I'm waiting. Exactly, it's the same beat. So you're waiting. You're waiting to get to that beat. It's like when you're writing a film, for instance. One of the things that I can tell you right away is one of the first things that you got to get down is you got to get the beat down. There's a certain length of time. Okay, dun dun dun. Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen. But with musicals and with slasher films, something that happens is a bit bigger. It's not like, oh, it's a little dramatic scene. No, it's a big murder set piece, or it's a big musical number. So you do find oftentimes people that like slasher films do also tend to like musicals. It's a weird correlation, but you see it a lot. I was asked, I'm going to check that comment because I was just asked something there and it passed me by. Anyway, I thought that was a little unique take on it, so maybe you might not agree. Multiple Maniacs. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. You're talking about John Waters, right? I'm pretty sure you're talking about John Waters. I'm a huge fan of like John Waters and Divine and stuff like that. Like Lust in the Dust is one that I didn't get this time around in the sale, but that I do want to get. I've just always been John Waters is one of those guys that he can be unique for some people. I think nobody likes John Waters as much as Pink Flamingos is something be careful. But it's a good film. Like, no, it's not a bad film. It's a good film. But there are sequences in it. I think Stephanie Crawford is the biggest John Waters fan I've ever seen or ever heard. But yeah, so for a while I thought I was the only weirdo that liked a lot of his stuff. But I'm not, so that's good. No, like John Waters, but John Waters is cool. He's kitschy. He's like the definition. I gotta get it right. Definition of kitsch, and he would be the first person to say that. I think the reason that I like people like John Waters, and the reason I like people like Tarantino, and even like people that people hate, like Eli Roth, and people like that, is because there are some people out there that are making movies just, okay, let's make some money, let's make some movies. Yeah, he's never boring, that's the thing. But those directors that I mentioned, they love film. They love movies. Sear Mom's fantastic. That is a fantastic film. And that shows. I mean, and their movies can be very divisive at times. I mean, there's going to be certain things that are just not going to be for people. Like Hostel, and like you mentioned Hostel. I like Hostel now, but my first reaction, my gut reaction to Hostel was when I first saw it, I was disgusted. I can admit that now. I bought Hostel. I didn't rent it. I bought it. I knew nothing about it at the time. I put it in my DVD player, and I'm like, oh, there were certain sequences I was like, oh man. And I actually sold it. I sold it back the next day, and would it be like a year or so before I rewatched it again and actually really this is good. This is well done. It's hard to watch, but it's hard to watch for a reason. And again, it's not everybody's cup of tea. He only did the first two. Nice. I like the second one, actually. I like the second one a lot too. The third one was done by Scott Spiegel, actually. There's a sequence in Hosso where there's the cutting of the tendon, and that's always gotten to me in films. That's like I can watch eye violence and stuff like that, but the tendon, it's really been something that really gets under my skin. So I guess it got to that it just managed to hit those spots. Eli Roth knew exactly the buttons to press, and that's successful. That's really successful to me in a film. Like I don't think a Serbian film is successful. I think it's there's some nice cinematography in the film. I don't think it's for me it's not a well done film, and it's a film that pretends that it's not exploitation. I think I would be okay more with the Serbian film if it was honest with itself and said, okay, like like this is an exploitation film. This is what we're doing. No, but it heavy handed into the political allegory stuff, which I'm sure. I don't know. I didn't quite buy it. The politics is there, but I didn't buy it. That's the thing. There's so much fascinating. There's so many fascinating films out there that just it's what gets you. The eye thing gets my daughter. She's like she watched Zombie with me. Remember Zombie? Like Lucio Fulci's Zombie? And I actually have that cover. I've got the eye violence cover specifically because when she comes to visit with her girlfriend, I'm totally gonna put that out there. Her girlfriend actually hasn't seen many horror films, so it's gonna be interesting. Uh, I'm gonna make them watch one of those. Toolbox Murders, yeah, Toolbox Murders, especially the original, is fantastic. I don't like the eye, like when it comes to the razor blade thing. That gets me. That does get me. For some reason, I can do the Lucio Fulci one. Apologize if you can hear me sip, but my voice is not the best. I woke up today saying I wanted to make a video, but I didn't know what to make it about, and then I tried to speak and it didn't, and nothing came out of my throat. And then I drank some tea and my voice was squeaky, but it slowly started to come back. If my voice is a little off, by the way, guys, I do apologize. I'm really sorry. I'm sick right now. So I apologize ahead of time that my voice may seem a little bit less, whatever the word I'm looking for that I can't remember. Tea that isn't herbal. Have you ever just tried maybe just like an uncaffeinated? Like if you're just like if you're more of an orange pico guy, you can always go with the uncaffeinated tea, like decaffeinated. I do that like at night sometimes when I know I need to sleep, and because I gotta have my tea at night. And lately I've been like staying up late and watching films. I've been sick recently. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. My favorite, pretty basic actually. It's changed over time. When I was orange pico, like I would do like normally do. When I was in college at breakfast, it was English breakfast, and usually if I was editing, like editing for the newspaper, editing for the radio station, then I'd have Earl Grey. I didn't do a lot of my better half did more iced tea. I had iced tea more when I was a kid. I do have a bit of it now. Now my son, he just recently got a job actually. I almost tipped his finger off at a seafood restaurant he works at. But he's because he's working over the summer well till the university starts up again. But I'm very proud of them both actually. Anyway, so the tea that he likes is the white tea. I've had the Irish breakfast. I like the Lady Earl Grey. Actually, that's pretty good as well. But I usually I'm pretty bland. I go with the normal, like an English pico, and I do it as what I guess namely they call a white tea, which means milk and sugar. We usually milk, but I put sugar. At one point, I'm almost ashamed to say this. When I drank tea, I had 5 teaspoons of sugar. Oh, that is actually good tea. Now I'm down to 2, but there was one point when I had 5, which is insane. Um, and for people that are new here, uh, I get asked about tea a lot, not because, hey, Elvin, as far as I know, the the streaming service that Arrow Video has is only UK based. I think it's actually done through maybe on Amazon. I'm not in the UK, of course. Mint tea. Oh, I love mint tea. Moroccan tea, man. But but I think it's only UK based, and I don't think they're looking at expanding anytime in the near future. You can, however, find some of Arrow's titles on if you're an Apple subscriber or if you have got an Apple device on iTunes, and the you do find that a lot of their stuff goes on sale every once in a while. So if there's a movie that you want to buy and you're not quite sure about it, just keep an eye in the iTunes store because sometimes they'll have like Arrow releases with features in that go on sale. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll buy or rent one of those, and then I'll buy the film because you know me, I can't have not a digital copy and not have physical copy in my house. I gotta have that. MVD sells Arrow stuff in the States, yeah, and so does Vinegar Syndrome actually. Vinegar Syndrome does so Arrow stuff as well. I don't know the archive has that. There's this Christmas tea. I'm not sure if anybody has David Teas near them. David's Tea. I'm not sure if that's just Canadian or if that's in the States or as well. But this thing called David's Tea, and that's why you always want to have like a physical copy. The David's Tea has all these different teas, and like there's tons of different teas there. But there's like this Christmas one that they come out with like a candy cane. One comes out every year, and it's fantastic. Oh, did you? Did you watch it yet? Because I'm a huge fan of that film, and I know it's a bit of it's different from a lot of stuff that he's done. A lot of nudity, like nudity, a lot of nudity. So I won't say much, but just let me know what you think. It's different. It's exploitive, but in a different way than it's done. And I think, in my opinion, it's one of his better films, definitely better written films, and just I liked the way that the film itself was put together. But there we go. Oh, I'm almost. Oh, perfect. Let me know what you think. Actually, so if because I do got to say that I hope that I don't steer any of you guys around. Nudity and expectations. Oh my God. Yeah, as you guys know, I do lean a lot towards the exploitation cinema. I do like that stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think when it comes to that style. I just checked see if I missed anything. House on Straw Hill, Lost Soul. Oh, nice. I think Vino Nasty is perfect. Yeah, I think you're going to be good with those. Let me know if I think Straw Hill still has that third disc. I hope it does. Let me know what you think of it because I think it's really good. The Video Nasty documentary is fascinating, and then you get the band The Saddest Videos, which is another Video Nasty documentary. I always find them fascinating. I think you're going to enjoy those. I didn't get into the Severance sale this year. I may do. I don't know. I'm thinking the November sale. It'll depend, but there's the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Nightmare Castle, yeah, it is a fun one. That's got 3 films on it too, guys. So that is a fantastic little film. But with that being said, for people that came in late, the one thing that I will reiterate, wow, poetry, man. That okay, the Kino Lorber sale is on the go, 12 pages right now. It's not Kino Lorber Studio Classics, it's their other stuff, and that's really cool because that's the stuff that is never on sale. So you want to check into that. For the people that weren't here when I started the video, there's also on Screen Archives, there's a Code Red sale because there are some Code Red titles that are going OOP, they're going out of print. and those are some Corman classics, and I mean the good ones. So there are 10 of them, and I will end off this video by listing those, and I'll tell you what I got for those who came in late. So there is Cocaine Wars, Jigsaw Murders, Nightfall, Assault on Paradise, aka Maniac, aka Ransom, Devastator, Dune Warriors, Silk, Equalizer 2000, The Sisterhood, and Wheels of Fire. So I picked up from that sale, and by the way, just so you know, for this sale here, all the titles were regularly like $25, $30. They're all gone down to $14.99, and if you buy two, you get the third one free, which brings all the titles down to $9.99. So it's a pretty good sale, even if there's only a few titles. I picked up all 6 of the Ciro Santiago titles because I'm a huge fan of that director. So I got coming Devastator, Dune Warriors, Silk, love Silk, Equalizer 2000 with the great Richard Norton, who plays a good guy in one St. Rothrock film. Then another film comes out, and he's the bad guy that's trying to kill her. There is The Sisterhood, which is Ciro Santiago's take on trying to, I guess he's trying to be feminist in the film. It doesn't come off that way. It's an exploitation film. And Wheels of Fire, which is his Mad Max. 3 of these titles here do the kind of like what Code Red put out as the Apocalyptic Trilogy, Ciro Santiago Trilogy. And they have this like special yellow label on them. So you'll see that on there. So people that are super OCD with that stuff, you're going to want to get those 3 titles together. If you're like me and you don't have any of those titles, you're going to want to get some of that Ciro Santiago goodness in your life. I did not look it up, but I am pretty sure, and I guess I should check it out, that Jigsaw Murders is by the same guy that directed Night Eyes. So and I have to know now because I am super OCD about this stuff. Jigsaw Murders, so Chet Everett, right? Jag Mundra, Shades of Grey, Chase, Natasha, Private Moments. Maybe he didn't. We'll see here. Naughty at 40. Tainted Love, Sexual Malice, LA Goddess. I watched a lot of his movies. Last Call. Yep, he did do Night Eyes. I knew it was him. There we go. I had to prove it to myself. So one of them, Jigsaw Murders, is done by the guy that did Night Eyes, which is, as you guys know, one of my favorites. It's an Andrew Stevens film, and you guys know I love those 90s, early 2000s sexploitation cinema things that came out, stuff like Body Chemistry, Friend of the Family, Night Eyes, all those. Indecent Behavior, 1, 2, and 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. My voice is going. I don't know if you can tell or not, but my voice is going. My name is Aaron. You guys are the Movie Club. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. I got to pop back these movies, and I got to warm up my tea. Maybe I just get a new cup. Have a great night. Take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully on my next video, I'm unboxing Vinegar Syndrome.